Okay, so today we're talking about something that has been everywhere lately, cosmetic surgery, especially BBL. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people talk about it, but many people don't actually understand what it is.
Exactly. The moment people hear BBL, they already have an opinion. But let's actually explain it first. BBL, which means Brazilian butt lift, is a procedure where fat is removed from other parts of the body through liposuction and then transferred to the butt to create more shape and volume.
Right. And cosmetic surgery in general is simply procedures people choose to improve or change certain parts of their body. It could be BBL, liposuction, breast augmentation, rhinoplasty, even facial procedures.
One of the biggest misconceptions I see is when people assume women do these things just because of men.
Exactly. That's the part that always makes me laugh. Because if we're being honest, men also do cosmetic procedures.
Absolutely. Hair transplants, for example. A lot of men do it when their hairline starts receding.
Yes, and liposuction too. Some men do body sculpting procedures, and even men who go to the gym. Some of them go the extra mile by taking steroids just to build muscles faster.
But we don't talk about that as much. Nobody sits down dissecting every decision men make about their bodies.
And at the end of the day, people choose cosmetic procedures for different reasons. Some want to feel more confident, some want to restore their body after childbirth, some simply want a different shape. And honestly, everyone should have the freedom to make decisions about their own body. But where the real conversation should happen is safety.
Yes, this is the part people don't talk about enough. Cosmetic surgery is still surgery. Whether it's BBL, liposuction, or even something like eye surgery, you are putting your life in someone else's hands. And so, if you don't properly research the surgeon or the clinic, you are taking a very big risk. And that risk could be anything from a bad result to a botched surgery, or in extreme cases, even death. This doesn't only apply to cosmetic procedures. Even something as common as childbirth or routine surgeries can become dangerous if the medical professional is not competent.
That's why due diligence is so important. People need to research the surgeon, check their credentials, look at previous work, read real reviews, ask questions, and make sure the clinic is properly licensed. Because the decision to do surgery might be personal, but the consequences of choosing the wrong place can be life-changing. So the real takeaway is this. Whether it's cosmetic surgery or any medical procedure at all, information and research can literally save your life. Your body, your choice, but always make informed choices.
But before we wrap this up, there's something else we really need to talk about.
Yes.
And that's the issue of contentment. Because sometimes the real danger isn't the first surgery, it's when people keep going back again and again, even when there's nothing wrong. Honestly, there are people who already look amazing, their surgery came out perfectly fine, but they still keep looking for something else to fix. A little more filler here, another procedure there, another adjustment somewhere else. And at some point, it stops being about enhancement and starts becoming a chase for perfection that doesn't really exist.
And the truth is, surgery is not something you should keep doing back to back. Doctors themselves will tell you there are limits. Take something like a cesarean section, for example. Some women have done it once, twice, maybe 3 times. And after a certain point, doctors will clearly say, you cannot keep doing this repeatedly because it becomes dangerous. And it's the same with cosmetic procedures. Your body still has limits. The more surgeries you stack on top of each other, the higher the risk becomes. And unfortunately, some of the tragic cases we hear about happen in situations like that, when people keep going back to the operating table again and again. So contentment matters. Enhancing your body is one thing, but constantly searching for faults in a body that already looks good can become very risky.
And that's actually one of the reasons why we're creating a surgery awareness community online called Safe Surgery Community. It's a space where people can learn, share real experiences, and get honest information before making decisions about surgery. And this community is not just for women, it's for men too, because men also do cosmetic procedures. So whether you're thinking about surgery, researching doctors, or just trying to learn more, the Safe Surgery Community is a place where people can have open conversations and make safer, more informed choices.
So if you want to be part of this community and stay informed before making any decision about surgery, join the Safe Surgery Community. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we'll continue sharing real experiences and helpful information. So while we've talked about things like cosmetic procedures and even contentment, there's another part of this conversation that people don't really talk about, and that's accountability. Sometimes when surgeries go wrong, the patient is the one left to deal with everything. The emotional trauma, the financial loss, the physical damage, sometimes even lifelong complications.
And the sad reality is that in many cases, when a procedure goes wrong, the clinic or the doctor simply moves on like nothing happened. Patients may ask for a refund, they may ask for corrective treatment, but many times the response they get is silence, denial, or even being blocked.
Some people don't even know where to begin legally. Taking legal action against a medical professional is not easy. It requires money, time, evidence, and emotional strength, and many patients simply cannot go through that process. So imagine someone who already spent thousands of dollars on a surgery and now has to spend even more money trying to fix the damage.
And this is not something that only happens in one country or one region.
Yeah, across different parts of the world, investigations have revealed cases where cosmetic clinics operate with very little regulation. Some clinics even appear legitimate but are run by unqualified practitioners or temporary pop-up operations. And when complications happen, those same clinics may disappear, change names, or simply move on to the next patient. So this is why research is not optional. It is absolutely necessary.
That's why you need to look into the surgeon's qualifications, the clinic's history, and real reviews from patients. Because it is always better to go to a clinic where safety comes first, where the doctor takes their time, evaluates you properly, and prioritizes your health, rather than a place that simply promises perfect results overnight.
So at the end of the day, cosmetic surgery is a personal decision. Some people choose it to feel more confident, some to correct something they're uncomfortable with, and others simply because they want to change. And there is nothing wrong with wanting to look good. However, it is important to remember that surgery is still a medical procedure. It should never be rushed, and it should always be approached with careful research and thoughtful consideration.
So take the time to ask questions, understand the risks involved, and most importantly, choose professionals who prioritize your safety and well-being over quick or dramatic results.
If you have any questions about cosmetic surgery or any related procedures, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. We will do our best to respond and provide helpful information.
Thank you for taking the time to watch and listen to this conversation. We truly appreciate your support.
And we look forward to sharing more discussions like this with you. Bye, guys.